Donald Trump's announced sweeping new taxes on imports from around the world.
We had a couple of loads that were in transit to the border. After seeing this announcement, they told us, you know what, bring them back.
They were telling me the Laredo crossing was 14 miles long and it turned around.
We've been seeing like outward shipments and everything, but with all these changes and tariffs and all that, I just see it as something that is holding that increase in commerce,
Yeah.
With the last announcement from Trump, don't mention Canada and Mexico, so it seems that it's good for us, but at the moment.
So we're a Lancer agency. Actually, we sell to our customers in Mexico, mostly in Mexico, door-to-door services. Could be outbounds or inbounds. So through the Lancer assets nowadays. So we are looking for a Mexican customer located wherever. So could be in the center of the country, state of Mexico, Mexico City, Tlaxcala, Puebla, whatever, Bajío area, that is Guanajuato, San Luis Potosí, and this part of the country as well, that is Guadalajara, or part of the Pacific states as well, or the northeast from Mexico, that is Monterrey, Ramos Arizpe, Saltillo. That is the main road industry in Mexico. We mostly give service nowadays here in Guadalajara to the electronics industry, mostly.
And
We are working with Foxconn, with Flex, with Jabil, with Sanmina, with IBM. As well, we work nowadays with tequila industry.
Yeah.
With some of brands of tequila.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, how there's tequila and electronics, right? The main.
And part of pharmaceuticals as well.
Pharmaceuticals, right?
We have Laboratorios Pisa, that is a huge company here, and Fresenius Cabe, that is another big company here from the pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can offer to our customers outbound. The difference that we have instead probably others American carriers is that we have trailers here in Mexico. In the center of Mexico or here in Guadalajara. Actually, Guadalajara represents one of the most challenges markets in Mexico, because we have an imbalance. Very, I mean, it's huge here.
Shortage of drivers.
No, it's like imbalance. I mean, we here in Guadalajara we have a lot of outbound loads and we don't have any inbound. So
Okay.
that is why it's an imbalance of the market.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, Mexico City is different. Monterrey is different. I mean, we in Mexico, in the entire country, we are looking for inbound customers, but here Guadalajara is crazy, and it's the most difficult place.
So there's a lot of. You said there's a lot of outbound, but not a lot of inbound.
That's right.
why is there no inbound?
Because we, as we mentioned before, we are working with electronic companies. So they are bringing their commodities or products by ocean or by air freights. So not trucking from the North America. So that is why, and tequila industry, obviously,
Yeah.
it's only outbound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is why.
Yeah.
There's a lot of production here.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's okay. That's
So yes, and we represent Lancer as an agency. We have at least 30 years in the market in business. Our corporate is located in Arkansas, of Little John Transportation Services, and I don't know. We have here 5 years located in Mexico.
What is it?
5 years.
5 years. 5 years.
With
Okay,
the
yeah.
office here in Mexico. We're doing business in Mexico probably since 20 years, but from our Laredo, Texas office.
Okay.
Right. And we have another branch here in Mexico since 5 years. That is this office.
Okay.
It's pretty difficult that you can find an agency, and Lancer agency in Mexico with operation guys. The agency usually hire sales guys located in Mexico City or Monterrey or Querétaro or whatever. But we do have these guys in customer service and in operations doing this task here in Mexico. So this is very important because these guys know how the Mexican culture of the job, of the work with Mexican customers.
Back when I was brokering freight full-time, my day didn't end when a load delivered. That's actually when the real mess began. Tracking down PODs, dealing with rate disputes, and getting hit with random calls from factoring companies. Total time suck. I wish I had something like ePay Manager back then. They built a platform that keeps brokers, carriers, and factors all on the same page. It actually makes the back office feel organized. If you're still piecing together spreadsheets and emails, this will save you hours. If you're tired of wasting time post-load, go to epaymanager.com or text ePayFC to 80483. The culture of doing business in Mexico differs greatly from the way you do business in America.
It's very different.
Yeah, and it's really relationship driven, like to build relationships, like take time.
The Mexican customers are, specials because they want everything. They want technology, but they want as well a guy who gives the information of the status of the shipments or whatever. So they want everything. So that is why you need to put people or persons who understand that. Yeah, and this is the difference between our company to others.
Okay.
Usually they only have, like Adán said, sales people here, but the operation crew is not here in Mexico. They're in the U.S. or they're somewhere else. So by being here, the customers, they know what to expect. So the same hours that they're working, we're working. So if they're working at 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 p.m., we're working at that same.
And after hours, That's and when any customer here in Mexico hired a laser agency, which the operation guys are located in the States, whatever, Texas or San Antonio, whatever, they usually faced some problems with the communication because the language, the first thing, and the other is that they usually don't find out the information that they are looking for. So, and we avoid these kind of problems with the guys here.
I know.
Yep.
I'm curious a little bit. This is maybe a little bit change of topic, but that's also fascinating for me. I want to know more about like the last 5 years because you've been here for 5 years, I believe, right, in Mexico, and that's like around the pandemic time is when you began. And then we obviously know, like, because of the pandemic, there's a lot more nearshoring emphasis here with manufacturing because of all the issues that was happening with China and the delays at the ports in America. Can you tell me your perspective and like kind of like how you saw the transition and the transition right now into more nearshoring here? Like, which companies are coming here, and have you noticed also a significant number of shipments because of that? What does that look like?
We believe that probably the automotive industry could be the main industry that represents the nearshoring opportunities for us.
Automotive industry represents.
I believe so.
Okay, so other ones
and
aren't as affected. You think?
Yeah, actually, they are located probably mostly in Guanajuato. So we are doing in Guanajuato, that is Celaya, León, Silao, the Guanajuato state. So some of the plants are located as well in Aguascalientes or San Luis Potosí, that is the same area, Bajío area. But some of the automotive plants are located as well in the north, Monterrey, for example. So I believe this kind of industry, and probably aerospace industry as well, could be the best example for nearshoring, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right.
And so you've noticed like there's more. I guess here in Guadalajara there isn't that much automotive, right?
No, but we attend all the country.
Yeah.
So we, for example, we are doing some business with Honda in Celaya, for example, for Toyota in Apaseo, for kind of some lanes for Nissan in Aguascalientes. So we are doing some lanes as well for Tesla from one of their tier one that is located in Zacatecas, for example.
Okay.
So we are involved on this industry.
Sure. Are there any specific domestic Mexico lanes that you guys prefer to run, or will you go anywhere?
Well, actually, we as American carrier, we don't attend this kind of business.
Oh, so you guys do just do cross
Only
border?
door-to-door service, or believe it or not, we are doing American services in American side, only U.S. domestic
Okay.
for Mexican customers as well.
Okay.
So this is our business. Our
Okay,
business
so
is to give our
cross-border.
drivers, American drivers, the miles to run. Since we are using Lancer assets, Lancer has more than 11,000 drivers nowadays
Yeah.
in the States.
And those are owner operators.
Yeah.
So you have to still, it's not like company drivers where you just send them a load, you have to still talk to them and confirm everything.
Yeah, but we call this kind of drivers as a kind of hours. I mean, it's because they only work for Lancer,
Yes.
and this is pretty important.
Today's podcast is also brought to you by TextLocate. TextLocate makes it easy for brokers to communicate directly with drivers via SMS-based text messaging, no app to download without having to use personal communication devices. Features like two-way text chat, one-time location updates, and image capture, think BOLs and PODs, all inside a simple dashboard, give brokers the quick updates they need to make better decisions about freight. Instead of wasting time calling drivers, brokers simply automate the process through TextLocate and save hours at very little cost investment. Go to textlocate.com to learn more.
Obviously, for a lot of cross-border carriers, the bread and butter is outbound Guadalajara, Monterrey, Mexico City, and then some of the northern states. Do you service any of like the southern Mexican states that bring it north?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, one of the strengths that we have is the coverage. In the States, as Lancer, we can give service to all the country. Mostly, obviously, the Midwest or Northeast, but we are a very successful company giving service to the California, for example, and other states of the West. So that is it's kind of not so easy for others American carriers, but then this kind of part of the states. And talking about Mexico, everywhere. So we can do in the middle, in the center of the country. Even we have a very important project that we are doing right now. It's delivering in the southwest of the country. I'm talking about Tabasco, Guerrero. So it's kind of hard because there's. I mean, it's not industry there, only tourists, but that is it. But we are delivering for Pemex.
I also I'm familiar what it's like, and it's very rural, just tough. Probably for trucks.
I'm guessing there's not a lot of outbound there too, right? I mean, there's no, you get inbound loads, but you don't really have outbound.
No, we usually move empty from this states of these years to the Mexico City.
Okay.
To the center of the country. We can load there in Puebla, in Tlaxcala, in the state of Mexico.
I'm wondering, like, what percentage of Lancer's business is cross-border freight? Do you know, like, percentage? Like, how many drivers there are that like do this cross-border?
I don't have this number.
Yeah.
I don't. We actually, as a Little John, we are the second largest agency that are in the network of agencies for Lancer.
In total?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more than 100, 200, 1,000, 200 agencies in the States.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and we have 8 branches as Little John, so mostly Laredo, Texas, and Mexico. Obviously, we're doing business with Mexico. The others are located in North Carolina and Reno, Nevada. And we have our corporate in Roseville, Arkansas. We have another office in Arkansas as well. We have Houston. So, but those offices are probably giving service to the American customers in the States.
What are the advantages of being a Lancer agent? Like, Why would someone want to be in the Lancer region? Can you tell us about like the benefits of it?
Yeah, when you are working for using the Lancer network or Lancer assets, we can offer to our customers a lot of trailers. I mean, as agency, we have a lot of capacity here in Mexico. That is one of the big differences.
A lot of trailers.
Right.
So I was yesterday at Innovativos yard, and I saw a few Lancer agents.
Yeah,
that's
ours.
trailers. Sorry,
That's ours.
that's yours. Oh, okay.
And Lancer is the largest carrier for hazmat loads.
Yeah,
So it's
and
very important.
in the U.S., right, and Mexico.
Yeah, all the American drivers have the permission to do that.
Yeah.
And in Mexico we have interchange agreement with a lot of Mexican carriers. One of them is Innovativos, and almost all of them are hazmat as well. So we can do the door-to-door services for hazmat customers.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for us. And Lancer is bonded carrier and the coverage, so we can give our customer service through Laredo, Texas, or probably Nogales, or cruising through Mesa or Calexico or El Paso, Texas. So we can do that.
And I'm just kind of wondering like, about Guadalajara, because like there's 8 branches of Little John, or
Yep.
8 branches, and it's. Can you tell us what the cities are for the branches?
Yeah, Arkansas we have 3.
Okay.
In Arkansas,
In Arkansas.
Rosalier and Fayetteville
Okay.
is the other, and we have Houston. We have North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. We have Reno, Nevada. We have Calexico, California.
Okay.
We have Laredo, Texas.
Okay. I think you
And
mentioned that.
Mexico, you are in there.
This is the only one in Mexico.
Right.
Okay.
We have a sales team located in Mexico City as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so they and we're doing, our efforts are focused on the Mexican
Yeah.
market.
What do you think of the current like political tensions when it comes to tariffs? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions on it?
I mean, it's crazy. So every week is different. It seems that with the last announcement that happened, I believe last Thursday, from Trump, that don't mention Canada and Mexico, so it seems that it's good for us. But at the moment, we don't know what's happening in the near future.
Sure. Today's episode is brought to you by Wirebee, the AI-powered call automation platform designed to supercharge your freight brokerage. Tired of wasting time on unqualified carriers? Wirebee helps you cover loads faster by screening calls, preventing fraud, and letting your reps focus on high-value connections. Plus, it seamlessly integrates with your TMS and compliance tools. Get more done in less time with smarter call handling. Check out wirebee.com to see how it works. Have you experienced any of like those effects yet? Because like Trump didn't add any additional last week, but he added something like a month ago, right? Have you experienced like, or is it just normal as always? I know last month I was at Mesilla Valley Transportation in El Paso, Texas, and they were saying it was their best week. The week prior, so the first week of March, was the best week they've ever had. So many loads were being shipped into Texas from Mexico
Before the
because for the announcement, just to store it. I'm just kind of wondering, have you seen the same?
we had a couple of loads that they were in transit to the border, and after seeing this announcement, they told us, you know what, bring them back. And so we had to do like a round trip without touching them.
Why is that? Just curious.
Well, because of the deadline. So they didn't want to risk
Sitting
the
at the
trailers being sitting at the border.
Okay.
And being, I don't know, sitting there for weeks or more than that. So they didn't want to risk paying detention fees and stuff like that. So they just told us,
Because
bring them back.
they didn't know.
Yeah, last week I had an opportunity to meet a team from a large transportation provider based in Laredo, and they were telling me that the line at the Laredo crossing was 14 miles long, and then people were parking the trailers just to see if they were going to have to pay or not have to pay a tariff, and then some even turned around, but I guess for now it's clear.
we faced this situation, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 weeks ago, right? Because of long lines. But we realized that the main reason could be the inspection.
Yeah.
I mean, is the could be the main issue or the main reason.
Yeah.
Could be the inspection, and then the kind of some other problems.
Do you just do Laredo crossing, or will you cross through other specific crossings?
Yeah.
And if so, which crossings do you prefer?
Well, actually, Laredo, Texas is the main.
Yeah.
Because that we can find there. In my opinion, the second one could be the El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Juarez, Texas, to the Juarez, El Paso, Texas, and we are giving service from San Luis, Colorado. That is a flex plan there, and they are crossing and they are loading in the Calexico.
Okay.
And we take
That's
the
main
loads
road
and,
into- yeah.
and go to the north.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're using almost all the main bridges.
Yeah. Eagle Pass.
It's not too much.
Not
Actually,
that many. But yeah, from time to time. We've done San Diego border as well. Not that many, but yeah, we use the main ones.
We've been talking about this. Nearshoring's been around for a while, but it probably started to just get popular around COVID. Just like the buzzword of people like, oh, the new trend of nearshoring in Mexico. But where do you see your company in the next 5-10 years, and what do you want to accomplish?
In this year, we've been seeing like an upward shift on shipments and everything, but with all these changes and tariffs and all that, I mean, I just see it as something that is holding that increase in commerce, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could be skyrocketing right now, but all that has been holding all the commerce like flat right now. So
People are scared to make an investment.
yeah, that is correct. And I mean, we've been here for a little less than 5 years, and we've grown from we started this office just 4 people, and right now we're a team for over like around 20 right now. So I mean, that's just in a little time span. So
In a little John.
yeah.
No.
So I mean, the next years, I mean, we see this as it could be something as double as what we have right now.
And I think we were chatting about this earlier. Mexico and the United States are neighbors. They're not going anywhere. I think there are some things that each leader of the country wants from one another, and there could be some tension, but it's probably not as bad as the tension between the U.S. and China. And I don't think it will get to that point with Mexico. And I still think that a lot of people are realizing that Mexico would be the preferable place, at least compared to China or India. So I still, from my perspective, I still see it growing. And there's so much foreign investment, not just from the United States, that's coming into Mexico. So,
There's a lot of interest because we have here in Mexico a lot of companies that are from USA. So and we in Mexico, we usually buy a lot of products that you guys have in the States. So there's interesting because we need each other. I mean,
and also a crazy thing that makes Mexico so appealing that a lot of people don't talk about is you have access to both oceans, like large coastlines of both oceans, where at least the Atlantic Pacific, and not that many countries have that.
Yeah, and it's also pretty narrow too. It's not like the U.S. where it's like it takes like 6 days to get across. You can get across in 1 day.
Yeah, it's narrower, but you have the Port of Veracruz, which is for Europe and maybe other parts of the eastern United States, and then you have the Pacific for Asia.
And like we have here like 3 hours away, Manzanillo Port. I mean, that's one of the biggest ones.
We were talking about that earlier, and I feel like especially a lot of people in the U.S. have never heard of it, and they don't know how big it is. And he said it was 1,000 units less per day than Laredo or something,
Yeah.
like something of that nature. Like it's
The port,
yeah.
And I believe there's the government is making an effort
Yeah.
to make bigger the port.
They're going to make 5 times bigger in like 5 years or something. Yeah. So
That's a good plan.
you guys are fascinating. Thank you so much for having us here.
Today's podcast is also brought to you by FreightFlex. Ready to take control of your future? Freight agencies are everywhere, but how do you pick the right one? At FreightFlex, we're proud to offer the #1 freight agent program in the nation, backed by an unmatched tech stack and a world-class support team. It's time to ditch the corporate grind and build your own freight agency powerhouse. Take charge, earn what you're worth. Contact us today for a tech demo and see why FreightFlex is where business owners are built.
I love hearing more about the way you do business here and the differences compared to America. And I think it's super important for people to understand, like, if you're trying to do business in Mexico from America, like, you have to learn a completely different set of, like, I don't know, habits and like sets of thinking, ways of thinking, because it's more long term, it's relationship based. You sit down for like hours, grab lunch,
That's right. Lunch or dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Build the trust. Yeah, and it's not really transactional. It's more like long term relationships.
yeah.
So,
That's right.
and I would appreciate that a lot, because I feel like, especially when I was a broker, a lot of stuff was just so transactional, and it causes like a lot of stress and anxiety, because every day you're fighting for
a new one.
yeah,
right?
you got to keep, it's like churning through carriers where you're just always like posting loads on the board, and then you're just trying to get it covered. Whereas like if you just think about doing more long term thinking, where it's like, okay, I want to have this relationship for 10
this
years.
is the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And this is one of our speech to our customers, that we love to make a long relationship with them. So this is the key, to have more business from them.
And there's a lot of wisdom in that, I feel like I'm just learning it now. Well, like I've always thought, like, obviously I was like an honest person, but it's more like there's more to it than just like the margin or whatever.
That's right.
There's a human being involved.
Yeah, great.
I just want to take off the pressure of trying to find a carrier or just someone that can cover that load that day, and then go through that same process the next day and the next day. So this way, I have this shipment, this loads, I know where to go. So that way, I mean, that's the kind of relationship that we have with our customers.
How do you guys go about managing your carrier relationships?
Well, they are overbooked.
Yeah.
To start, I mean, it's
If you're a carrier in Mexico, you're busy.
right. Yes, right. I believe that one of the good things that we have is that we know even the owners of the Mexican carriers, so we know the teams. We don't need our corporate office, about Lancer, in order to coordinate or whatever loads here in Mexico with the Mexican carriers. We do directly with them. So, and if something happens, we go to the manager or director or whatever. So we know these guys. So this is a good thing from us. Not even here from Innovativos, for example, or others that are located here, Mexico City carriers or Bajío or Monterrey. Is the same thing. So we can solve any problem that we can face in Mexico service. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
That's good.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting us.
Yeah.
This is your office, so whatever you want.
Thank you.